What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 7 of NHL 22 Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode Series. We're currently 4-2 in the preseason, and Adam Fox might have the best preseason I've ever seen. 16 points in 6 games, averaging almost 3 points a game. Like, that is insane. We'll see how well he does in the 7th game, but hopefully a sign of good things to come. Now, this team we have this year, guys, is honestly so good. If we don't make the Stanley Cup final, it's a travesty. We got +5 on the first 3 forward lines. We have Rodin, Perfetti, Holtz, all 90 plus. That means they'll play like 95s. Gensel's down the team. Rossi, McTavish. Rodin, we also made a big trade for Couturier and Gunther, plus some extras. Kamel finally in the NHL, playing with Johnson and Stamkos. Very excited, honestly, for this third line. As Stammer and Kamel are really good snipers, then you got Johnson, who's a great playmaker. Hopefully they do well there. Beecher, Svechkov, Brink, get a -1, but they're all 83s, so playing like 82s, plus not playing much. Ice time allocation, roll 3 lines. They'll be solid. Defensively here, Edmonton, Fox, top pair, get a +5. Hughes and Svitov, second pair, +1. Evans, Liljegren on the bottom, no boost. Goaltending, Costa there and Wallstedt. You can see same range as before. In terms of the special teams, you have +5 in both foremans, +5 in both power plays. I think the PK1's a +5, PK2's +1. 3-man there's a +3, and then the second's a 0. You might notice I've actually got Rodin here on the 3-man because even though he's a winger, he's got 79 faceoffs, great defensive awareness. Like, he's a very good two-way forward. He's also playing center here with McTavish, so hopefully he does well. You're definitely relying on him heavily, and I mean, dude's 91 overall. We're paying him, what, $8.5 million here? He better play well for us. AHL-wise, still a very good team. Brisson, Johnston, Mitchell on that first line. Mitchell's 20 years old, already an 81. Was a 6th-round pick by us, so this is why you keep those late picks, guys. I mean, look at his awareness, too. 94 offensive, 96 defensive. Like, that's insane. His worst stats actually skating there. We got Skinner, we signed for, like, no money. Playing with Rasmussen and Pelche on the second line. Ratcliffe, Steele, Mysick on the third. Cooley, Ratu, and Kopechki here on the 4th. I know Kopechki, 90 passing and deking there. He's also really fast. We'll see how he does. Defensively, Lambos, Corso, Stock, O'Rourke, Lyles, and Schmidt. Very excited to see how Stock and Corso grow. Stock there, 78 already at 20. Corso is also 78, but medium top 4 has got quick pick. Goaltending here, Blomqvist and Backman in the AHL. So, again, both teams are looking pretty stacked. Very excited to see how they do this season. Now, before I show you guys the ratings, I actually want to show you quickly the contract situation we have, as definitely, like, we have to win this year because we're going to lose some guys for sure. Perfetti's making 6.5. He wants basically double there at $13 million, and this is pretty funny. At 8 years, he wants $20 million. I mean, even if we had 8 years to go, I'm not giving him $20 million. Rossi also wants a raise from 7.5 to 10. He wants 16 there for 8. I know, like, kind of the lower rated guys. Stamkos, he might retire. I don't know if we can bring him back. It'll really depend on the price. Evans, for instance, making under $1 million, he wants 5. Liljegren, I think, wants 5. Svechkov will probably have to let go. So, like I said, this is our year. This is the best team we'll probably be able to get under the cap. Like, we are so stacked. So, taking a look at the ratings here, guys, as you can see, we've got 100 offense, 100 defense, and 88 goaltending. Again, very excited to see this team sim. I feel like it could easily be a 60-win team. I also want to see Fox's stats here for the preseason. So, he won the final game, and he only added 1 point, but still, 17-7. Pretty ridiculous numbers. Let's see if we can do that in the regular season. So we're nothing to say right here, guys. The record of 16, 13, and 5. Definitely not as good as I thought this team would be doing. I know in November, we actually had a negative record. Like, we were 9-10 at one point, so we've had like a 7-3 run since then. I don't get it. Luckily, we're still, like, you know, fighting for the playoffs here. We're only 1 point back of the Jets. Or actually, 1 point back of the Jets and the Blues there, but Coyotes are with us too. This team should be dominating. I don't get it. Rodin there playing very well, 37-34. Hopefully just kind of a slow start. Johnston's having a great year in the AHL, 45-34. And the AHL team there is first in their division. So good to see that. I mean, oh my goodness. I just saw their record. 33-1. Oh my god. That is absolute domination. I'm surprised there's a team like the Crunch there that are actually pretty close with 56 points. But wow. This AHL team, like, probably like the best AHL team of all time, which is fun, but this NHL team really has to get going. Alright, guys, we're on the trade deadline here. We definitely started playing better. Now, 37-21-5, first in our division. I don't know what was going on that first few months, but luckily turned it around. And the AHL team there continues to dominate, 47-9-4. We've got 98 at the deadline. Like, that is crazy. Johnson just over a point per game. Perfetti now leading scorer in the NHL. He's got 65 and 63, also over a point per game. So, we'll see what's available here. I mean, we are a very good team. We have almost no cap space. We're going to have even less next year. There'd have to be like a perfect trade, you know, for us to make. I'm pretty happy with the team we have. Zegras is on the block, though, which would be pretty awesome. He actually looks to be a pending UFA, now 26. Koskaranta here, unsigned 88. Hiddle there up to an 88. I think that's like the most I've ever seen him grow. Askarov there, Newhook, Petrov, Farabee, Riley, Samoskevich, Verhage. So some pretty good players available, but again, if I do anything here, it's probably just going to be like if I see a prospect who I think is undervalued, we get him for a pick, or train away some guys we don't need in the AHL, something like that, because NHL team I think is very, very solid. So like I was saying, guys, I'm going to try to make a small trade here with the Leafs. I'm not sure if they'll go for it, but Lashov here, 20 years old, 58 overall, low elite. He's kind of one of our like lower rated, low elite prospects. We have a bunch. Theory in there, we drafted medium bomb 6. Medium bomb 6 almost never make the team. We can get a second out of this, which seems crazy. This would be a great trade for us. Trade, wow. I didn't think that was going to go through. So this year we actually have a couple seconds now, which is really nice. As we've done really well in the draft the last few years, so hopefully we can keep that up. And we just got a big trade up here, guys, for the Florida Panthers. Joel Farabee for Sebastian Cossa, Corso, and Burrows. Again, I mean, our forwards are stacked. I'm not giving up, a really good goalie in Costa for that. We just got another trade up here, guys. Detroit wants Sebastian Costa, who of course they have in real life, with 2 seconds for Mackie Samoskevich, a 3rd and a 4th. Now, if we weren't so stacked, this is actually a pretty decent offer. Samoskevich, 87 overall, having a really good year. Still 25. Costa there, also 25, 85 overall. But again, I feel like we have kind of already enough forwards. We got like an hour left in the deadline. I'm just trying to look for like another trade where maybe a team has a prospect on the block I'd like to get. And so right now, guys, I'm trying to trade one of our medium elite goalies because we have so many. In Martindale, 22 years old, still only a 64 is not great. Tampa Bay has this pretty good prospect. Conan, 1969, medium top 6, 15th overall last year. I see running out of time. On the block, they want the goalie. Wow, okay, so I think that's a really good trade for us. Again, we're kind of making a trade there from a spot of strength. We still have Backman, medium elite. Tarnkvist is a high elite. Claremont, their high starter. And we get back a really nice prospect. So I'm pretty happy with the 2 small moves we made. Obviously, NHL team unchanged. And the deadline's now over. We'll see whether big trades got made, if any. So it looks like our trade was the last one. Let's see. Ryan Murray on the Leafs. Sompy on the Lightning. Jacob Trouba to the Blues. Markstrom on the Devils is pretty big. Husso with the Senators. Spence to the Ducks. Let's see. Anything else? Hagel there to the Jets. Gallagher to the Devils. Brian Rust to the Blue Jackets. Gurianov to the Canucks. Athanasiou to the Flyers. Kadri to the Blue Jackets as well. Romanov to the Penguins. Ekman Larson, or actually it's a different one. It's a center going to the Red Wings. Eric Branson to the Devils. Kuznetsov to the LA Kings. So a pretty good trade deadline, I guess. Nothing too crazy. Jason Zucker on waivers, making $1 million, 79 though, so I think I'll just decline that. Alright guys, so we're now at the end of the season here with a record of 49, 28, and 5, so a solid year. I was thinking 60 wins, we fell just shy of 50. We finished with 103 points, just beat out by the Blues there for first in the division with 104. AHL-wise, 134 points. Absolute domination, first in the entire league. We'll check and see here our leading scorer. Perfetti there, 78 and 82. And he's a new contract, of course, so yeah, he's going to be wanting a lot of money. It's going to be tough between him and Rossi. I think we might lose one, unfortunately. Rodin, 77, so definitely like the trade we made for him. Plus 30 as well. Holtz there, 71. Rossi, 63. McTavish at almost 60. Gensel, 55. Johnson. Stammer only 49, but, he's playing third line, so not terrible, I guess. Fox at about 50. Hughes, 44 is also pretty decent. I actually didn't even have Hughes on the power play because I was having Stamkos on the point instead. And it looked to work out actually kind of decently. So overall, pretty happy with everyone's performance. Goaltending-wise, Wallstedt, .909 to 2.76 is pretty good. Costa's numbers definitely could be a little bit better. Now checking out the AHL team here, Johnston, over a point per game. That's awesome. He's 24 and still an 80. Like, I don't get it. His role there, depth forward, he's tearing up the AHL. You'd think, his rating would go up a little bit. Skinner there, that was a great, free signing. He gave us almost a point per game as a vet. Rasmussen did well, same with Pelche, Brisson. Mitchell there, I think, is going to keep growing. I mean, he's already an 82. There we go. So I think he might be the NHL team next year. Steele at 50 points for us. Stock there, 46. I think he's going to jump up in rating too. Ratu's not too bad. So, yeah, overall, very, very happy with how this team did. I mean, they dominated. How can I not be? Blomqvist, .921, a 1.85. What a goals against. I mean, it's kind of funny. 1 minute shy there, 4,000. But, yeah, like the AHL team is just absolutely insane. So, I'll take a look at the entire league, see who led in scoring. I'm guessing Matthews there, 114 with Kachuk on his line. Draisaitl, Gaudreau. So you just got like a couple duos at the top. Point there, McDavid, McKinnon, Eklund, Connor. In terms of goals, Patrick Laine, 55 with the Jets. Taking a look at defensemen next year. Shea Theodore, point per game. Okay. I'll take a look next at the goaltender stats. Husso there, most wins with 42. Best save percentage goes to Gaudreau, .923. Swayman, though, not far behind. And best goals against here is also Gaudreau, 2.51. So could definitely see him winning that Vezina trophy again. Also got to take a look at the rookie skaters here, guys. Beta, 57 points. Never heard of that dude, but Joakim Kamel, that's right, that was his rookie season, 43. If we had him second line, he probably could have won the Calder. He's actually the only one with a positive plus-minus rating, but I think Beta there having 13 extra points, it's probably not going to matter. I'll take a look at the standings next year again. Didn't win our division. Our entire league, though, we're 6th place with 103, so that's pretty good. Anyone squeak in? I guess, you know, Calgary at 17, kind of. Last place there, Seattle. Goals for, we're actually not even at the top. That's kind of crazy, so maybe that's why I got to score more, 286. And then goals against here. Again, we're one of the top 10 teams, but closer to 10 than number 1 there at 243. Now the AHL, I wanted to just kind of see the domination here. So in terms of goals against, we had 165, next closest 183. In terms of goals for, 303, next closest 288. So yeah, AHL team just insane. But we'll get started now, guys, with these NHL playoffs. Looks like we're going to be playing the Blackhawks in the first round, which really sucks because they have McDavid. I feel like, you know, at any point McDavid kind of just carry them by and win a series. So take a look at the rest of this team. They got Hintz, Meyer on that first line with him. Thompson, Pinelli, Fabry, it's a pretty sick second line. Thomas, Seasons, and Radish. Kill Thomas was on the 4th line of our AHL team last year. He's now on the 3rd line for this team. I mean, kind of shows you how stacked we are. Pastujov there, 84. Gaudette, Grunstrom also, you guys can see. Thompson up to an 88, so he definitely grew a good amount. Smith and Drysdale's their top pair. Sarstrom, Lindgren, Fleury, and Klingberg. Klingberg down to 79. Skinner their starter there. Mrazek backing him up. I mean, they have McDavid, they have Meyer, but definitely don't have as much depth as us. And even then, like, we have very good depth. Not like we just have, you know, low-end depth or anything. So, see what happens. We get a couple wins, as I feel like we should have. 2-1, 5-3. In Chicago, 3-1, 3-2. Let's go. We sweep the Blackhawks there in the first round. Next series might actually have the St. Louis Blues, and we do. Okay, so let's go take a look at their lines. I'm actually trying to remember. Johnson there at 5-4. I believe Draisaitl's on this team, along with Aho. I'm remembering now. Alexis Lafreniere, their team is just ridiculous. Yeah, Lafreniere, Draisaitl, Gaudreau. What a first line. They got Aho on the second with Slafkovsky. The bottom 6 is okay. It's not terrible. They got Uyghur. That's about it. Everyone else pretty average. They got Blackwood and Net, who's also, you know, not the best goalie. So I just like our chances, especially like we have an awesome D pair in Fox, in Evanston to shut down their first line if we can. The rest of our lines are going to beat this team. Now, first 2 games, 1-1, 6-2 loss, 6-2 win. Interesting. Heading home, 5-1 win, 8-3 win. That's a big win there. Keep it going. And there we go, 6-2 win in St. Louis in Game 5 to take that series. Moving on now to the conference final, we have the LA Kings. We're currently 8-1 in the playoffs. They're 8-5. I actually don't recall at all who's on the LA team. Rodin, their leading scorer, he's got 16 points in 9 games. So let's take a look here. Hopefully their team isn't too great. So Meniers, Hughes, Kuznetsov. That's kind of a nasty first line. Byfield's actually on their team still. Drummond there, 90. Podkolzin, okay. Defensively, Shea Theodore, who of course with a point per game, probably winning the Norris. Pesci, Ristolainen, Fowler, Sword, and Novoseltsev, I think is how you say it. I honestly just edited out me butchering his name like 4 times. They got a 90 Spencer Knight and an 88 Askarov. What the heck? Why do they have these 2 goalies? That seems such a waste. How much are they paying both these goalies? $8 million. Oh my gosh, Askarov's making 1.8. How did they get him that cheap? But both pending deals, so one of them's going to free agency. I thought our tandem with Wallstedt and Costa was good, but LA, that's crazy. All right, so we got points advantage here, which is nice to see, which means they're actually below us in the standings. But here we go, guys. First game, Smashville, 0-0 after 1. 1-0, Brink there. 4th line gets it done. 3-0, Evanston, Kamel. Let's go. So Kamel and Brink had been in the AHL for so long, and they show up for us first game of the conference final, helping us get that 3-0 win. Wallstedt, of course, too, with the shutout. Game 2, hopefully we can keep this going here. First period, up 1. Rodin, the new acquisition. Theodore for them. 2-1. Stammer there, the captain, gives us the game winner. Let's go. So 2-0 right now on the series. Head to LA. Hopefully can keep this going. We've looked very, very good so far in these playoffs. I'm trying to see what the Eastern Conference matchup is, but didn't show. 0-0 in the first and the second. There we go. 2-1. Fox there and Svechkov for us. Again, 4th line with Svechkov. So this 4th line is showing up in this series. We are now 1 game away from returning back to the Stanley Cup final. We've got 4 games to get a win. I feel like this team has to do it. 1-0 lead. Johnson, 3-0. Rodin and Fox, 4-1. Gensel there adds the last goal. So we sweep the Kings in the conference final, and we are back in the Stanley Cup final for the 3rd time. Obviously, we're 1-1 so far. The Flyers did beat us there. We were trying to go back-to-back. And we have the New York Rangers in the Stanley Cup Final. Okay, so again, I'm not actually sure who's on this team. I'll have to check it out. Rodin, 18 points in 13 games. He's done a very solid playoff. Very happy again with that trade we made. So taking a look here at the Rangers team, they got Quentin Musty, Braden Point, Matthew Savoy. It's kind of a sick first line. Even the second there, Jarvis, Turcotte, and Caulfield's also really nice. Caulfield, Turcotte actually, played together quite a bit. Evangelista, Sylvester, Nybeck, Fajimo, Shrangovich, Garland there, 85, fourth line. Byram's up to a 92. He's playing with 81 Walker, Sandin, Samarikov, Shea, and Zaboral. So really led by Byram, that D-core. They got an 89 Saros, though. Okay, so this team's solid, but I think, they're built pretty similar to us. Like, they have a really good D-man. We have Fox, though. They have a good top six. I think ours is better. They have a good goalie. I think Saros is probably one higher than Wallstedt, but I still like our odds. I'm actually curious to see. So we know we're 100, and I think like 88. Let's see, what are they? They're 99, 92, 88. So they actually have the same goaltending stats as us. One worse offense, and then much worse defense. So we'll see what happens. We're 12-1 in the playoffs. They're 12-6. First game, we're up 2. Luke Hughes, Kent Johnson, the Michigan boys. 3-2 now. Kamel gets 1. Savoy, Evangelista for them. 4-3, we hold on. Kamel, Savoy made it close, but luckily come away with that win there. I think Kamel had 2 goals, so very happy with how he's played. Of course, we got him in a really good contract as well. And they've actually got the home ice advantage here. So that was in Madison Square Garden. Next game here again, still in New York. Up 1-0. Sandin, 1-1. Fox there on his old team. 4-2, let's go. Svechkov, 2 from Gensel. So Gensel basically won us that game. 2-0 lead, headed home. Chance to sweep back-to-back and win the Stanley Cup on home soil. Here you go, guys. Game 3 here. 2-2 after 1. Savoy, Shea for them. Evans there and Holtz. 3-2. Svechkov. 4-3. Let's go. Kamel gets another. And I mean, even before that, Svechkov got one. So like I said, the fourth line is showing up here. Very close games. 4-3, 4-2, 4-3. Game 4. Stanley Cup on the line. We're currently 15-1. An almost perfect playoff run so far. And here we go. First period, we're up 1. Marco Rossi. 1-1, Brain points. We're seeing the simulation. Joakim Kamel, as I mentioned, has been just a beast these playoffs. He's scoring a ton. Cole Caulfield, though, ties it up. Very close game here, 2-2. Almost halfway through, the shots are pretty much identical. Rangers power play. We're able to kill it off. We actually get a power play of our own. Unfortunately, no goal. Waiting here to try and get one. 3 minutes to go. And we are going to OT. So we are going to have to watch this now. As I mentioned, guys, 100, 188, 99, 92, 88. So we are the better team. I actually almost forgot to do computer versus computer here. Let's see if the boys can actually get it done. Now, one thing I have to do, guys, though, to make sure I'm not here all day is change the period length to 3 minutes. I think it'll basically be the same thing, but now, like, we don't have to wait as long for the goal to happen because obviously the clock's moving faster. Like I said, if we can sweep here, that'd be insane. I mean, the fans gotta be pumped up. Like, this team is just so sick. Definitely don't want to lose. I mean, even if we lose this game, we got 3 more games to win. And as I mentioned, we're losing a star this year. It's going to be either Stamkos plus Perfetti, Stamkos plus Rossi. I don't know, unless Stammer comes back for like $1 million. Definitely losing one of Rossi or Perfetti. See if we can do it. That's a huge hit there on Fox. Just destroyed him. 2-on-2. Musty comes in. Oh my gosh, and that quick. On to Game 5. So here you go, guys. Game number 5. Unfortunately, could not get the sweep there in the Stanley Cup Final. Let's see if we can win it here. Game 5. Up 1-0. Luke Hughes. 3-1 now. Rodin and Brink. Again, that fourth line just been so good for us this whole entire playoff, honestly. We're doubling their shots. Hold on here. Power play for the Rangers. Big kill. Power play for us. McTavish with the PP goal. Halfway through the third, another power play. Can we keep up the pressure? 40 shots at 20. Braden Point gets one. Pulls within 2. Less than 5 to go now. 2.5, 118, 30 seconds left. We are going to be Stanley Cup champions once again. So here you go, guys. Going to play out the last 30 seconds. Again, I forgot to do computer versus computer, but whatever. They got to score 2 on me. Superstar difficulty, 30 seconds left. Let's see. This team, I mean, you can just tell every player is just so good. Bowen Byram there, I mean, he's a big part of that defense, but we're just better. Effinson lays out Musty. Rodin, the new player, what a spin. Could it come in? Almost sniped it there on Saros. 10 seconds left, or just under now. Points on it. Caulfield, they're running out of time. Big hit from Perfetti, they're pulling the goalie. 2 seconds, 1, and there you have it, guys. We are Stanley Cup champions once again. I mean, I'm glad to see that. Like, this team was too stacked not to win. It would have been just an absolute travesty if we were like a first round exit or something like that. So, finally, back on top. There's still a few years left too. So, I remember saying, I think, at the start, I really wanted to win 5 cups. So far, we've made 3 finals. We've won 2. We could win 5 if we win, 3 more here to go 4 in a row to end the franchise. I don't see that happening, but I feel like we can definitely at least win 1 more. The team is just, so stacked top to bottom. We got the handshake line here, guys. Stamkos, the captain, shaking hands with Turcotte. I see Shea actually, of course, back on the Rangers there. I didn't even realize that. And look at this, guys. Rodin, the guy we made that huge trade for, wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, so it's definitely worth it. This guy helped us win the Stanley Cup again. That's probably one of the biggest trades ever made. Couturier, Gunther, 2 top prospects. Like, we gave away so much to get him, but in the end, I think it was worth it. Stamkos here. Hopefully this isn't his last time lifting the cup for us. I mean, if he asks for a ton of money next season, it might just have to be, although, I would like to keep him there as the captain. He's got to do like the Mark Giordano deal with the Leafs, like $850K for the next couple of years, just to help us out. But there you have it, Stammer shaking hands with the knockoff, shaking hands with the quote-unquote Gary Bettman. Love to see that. He's also rocking a pretty nice playoff beard there. Now, who is the first player Stammer's going to give this cup to? I'm pretty sure it's basically random. And 38. Joakim Kamel actually got to lift the cup first. So after all those years slaving away in the AHL, he's first one to get the cup. That's pretty cool. Gives it to Rodin after that, of course, the Conn Smythe winner. And next year, guys, you got Wallstedt lifting the cup once again. I'm very curious if his reign will go up or even Kosa's, because they still have memely potential with like years left before they're done growing. We'll see, though. Again, guys, you get the classic Stanley Cup pick. I mean, so many good players on this team. Of course, the leaders there, Stammer, Fox. Our first 2 picks in the fantasy draft still on this team. Of course, Holt, who was like the first, young player to really grow as their alternate captain. But there you go, guys. Huge win. And like I was saying, hopefully that's not our last one. We still got a few years left here to win another. And check this out, guys. Playoffs are now complete. We won both the Stanley Cup and the Calder Cup again. I didn't even realize that, but as you can see there, before we even won it, the game, like 2 days before, our AHL team beat the Charlotte Checkers there in 5 games. So this AHL team is unstoppable, to say the least. Wyatt Johnston, 22 points in 18 games. Perfetti there at 20 and 18. Take a look at the rest of the players here for the playoff stats. See how they did. Rodin, 19. So I'm guessing because he had more goals, an extra game winner, slightly better plus minus. He won the Conn Smythe over Perfetti. Johnson there, 18. Luke Hughes, 17, but mostly assists. I mentioned Kamel doing really good for us. I don't even see him. 7 goals, 4 assists, but I guess, he scored more in like the conference final and the Stanley Cup final when it really mattered. Even, Svechkov Brink, 9 points, 18 games with their limited ice times. It's honestly really impressive. Wallstedt there, I mean, look at the record. Like, that's insane. .933 save percentage, goals against there, 2.08. Still 88 overall, but maybe he'll, jump in rating. AHL-wise, Blomqvist, .93 to 1.99. Taking a look at the AHL skaters quick. So after Johnson, Pelche, Rasmussen, Mitchell there. Again, I think AHL team's going to have a lot to look forward to. In regards to the playoff traces, I actually didn't show it. Beat the Texas Stars in 5, swept the Moose, swept the Stockton Heat, and then we beat the Checkers there in 5 as well. So our toughest series was the first round of the Texas Stars, then had back-to-back sweeps. And the NHL team there, as we know, I mean, swept the Blackhawks, beat the Blues in 5, swept the Kings, Rangers in 5, lost 2 games. So both teams there had 2 sweeps in their run-up to the championship. So there you go, guys. Stanley Cup champions for the second time in 4 years. President's Trophy there is the Devils for back-to-back years. Francis Campbell there, 3rd time in 4 years. Individual awards here, Art Roskos and Matthews, along with the Hart, Byram, James Norris, Point there, Lady Bing. Beta there did get the Calder. I did think we had an outside chance with the Calder. Rodin got the Conn Smythe. Goudreau there, Vezina back-to-back. Markstrom, William Jennings Trophy. Korchinski, Bill Masterton. More there, Flames coach Jack Adams. Wright, Selke Trophy. Matthews, Ted Lindsay, and then Laine, Maurice Richard. Now, looking at the AHL, it's just utter domination. 5 straight Calder Cups. I'm pretty sure it's actually 6. I don't know. I'd have to go check like the AHL coach, but yeah, this AHL team is just stupid good. Do we have any individual awards? Doesn't look like it. Nick Leddy, best D-man. Blomqvist, best goalie. We'll take that. Johnston, MVP of the playoffs. Looking like I'll probably get MVP of the OHL playoffs if the Spits do go on to win. So hopefully, can I look at coaches right now? Because actually, yeah, I got to see this AHL head coach. Like, his stats are probably just stupid. Agostini, pretty good stats for an AHL head coach. And yeah, in 7 seasons, he's won 6 Calder Cups. Like, Oh my goodness. I'm surprised. It'd be more realistic, I think, if some NHL team came in and basically just offered him more money than we could ever afford to match and got him as their coach. But I'm glad that's not the case. He's going to keep, helping that AHL team win championships. And look at this, guys. A lot of results are in. The 2 expansion teams picking 1 and 2. Although Seattle stays 1, where Vegas jumps up from 12 to 2. The biggest jump they could have made. So that's kind of crazy. We'll get to the retired players and, of course, the draft. Again, we got a lot of picks here. I know the first round pick's going to be the 32nd, but still some pretty good mid picks. Ovechkin retires. That's a huge name. 2,000 points, 1,100 goals. I know for a fact that beats Gretzky's record. I think his record was something like 890. Marchand, we of course had him on the team for a bit. Tarasenko, Stone, Carlson, Duchesne, Victor Hedman, Kuznetsov, Vander Kane, Eberle, Tatar. You got a lot of pretty big names here retiring, but Stamkos is not one of them. He wants to come back. He wants to, run it back. Markstrom, Holtby, Kemper there for goalies. Look at that. Hedman and Ovechkin are both coaches, so if we need a new one, maybe we'll go get one of those guys. But excited for the draft here. Curious to see who's available. Like, our last 3 drafts have honestly been so good. You got to remember, too, guys, I've got the draft set to low for both draft quality and prospect quality. So the fact we're getting such steals is actually kind of even more impressive, I would say. So there's a gem there at 7, but we can't really get him. Gem at 90, gem at 232. Definitely can get them. Hopefully this finished guy is actually good. Sorted by potential here. 115, maybe a high elite goalie. I mean, we'll take it. Oh, wow. Defenseman guaranteed medium elite. Our scouts keep getting it done. He's low rated, NHL ETA 5 years, but that's awesome. And now, as I mentioned, guys, I know we have to lose one of Perfetti or Rossi, as they both need new contracts. They're freeing up $14 million in cap space, but they want, $10+ million each. Perfetti's 90, Rossi's 88. Perfetti had the better season last year. He also had the better playoff. I'm leaning towards Team Perfetti here, just because, again, the rating, the better playoff. So I'm potentially going to get 4th overall here from Carolina for Rossi. It's not on the block, but they like Rossi, and he's got about the same value, maybe a bit more. I don't know where they're at. Maybe they'll do this trade. Let's see. Trade's rejected. They know he's going to need to get paid. Are we willing to give up him and a 32nd pick? I mean, we have 38 as well, so I think I am to get like a medium elite player, the guy that's a gem. This might be too much. Let's see what Carolina says. Trade's accepted. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too much, but I mean, it does give us something we really need, which is kind of a cost-controlled player. So we'll sim up to pick 4 here. Omen there, 78 medium elite. Altonen, 64 high top 6. Kind of a rough pick there by the Ducks. So we got 3 guaranteed medium elites. The one's the gem, though. Yoink there for the defenseman. Off the rush, inverts back at ya. The center here, big tipper. And you can see here, of course, all 3 are NHL ready, but Obergauer's supposed to be the gem. I'm going to trust the scouts here, I guess. 77 medium elite. Okay, so let's see there, guys. Vasilyev, 79 medium elite. Come on, scouts. They've been so good. Hoffman, 66. What did Detroit just do? Greentree's still available, who's guaranteed medium elite, but I don't really think we have the assets to keep going. He finally goes there. 81 overall medium elite at 8. Wow, so he was actually the best pick. That's probably why he was ranked the highest. You can see, really good shot there at 18 years old. I mean, the scouts have been good, so what are you going to do? We trusted them. Hopefully, Obergauer grows a ton, even though he's kind of the lowest rated here out of 3. And I just came to our next pick here, guys. Pick number 38. Taylor there, guaranteed medium top 6 forward. NHL ATA 3 years. There's also Eckford, medium top 4D, guaranteed. I feel like we did just take a defenseman, so maybe we go for the forward here in Taylor from Austria. 66 medium top 6. That's actually, I think, a really good pick for beginning of the 2nd round. And we have another pick here, guys, at 58. Let's see. We got this guy who could be low elite. This guy could be medium elite. I'm thinking Aegon here, guaranteed NHL ATA 3 years. Let's try it. And 63 low top 6. Okay, not the best, not the worst. And now pick number 90 here. I know there's a guaranteed medium elite. Yeah, 119. We gotta make sure we don't miss on him. Same with the guaranteed medium top 6, 140. So you know what, guys? We're just gonna play it safe here. Take Jonathan Hall, another medium elite defenseman. Only 40 overall, but still. That's awesome value there in the 3rd round. Pick 122 now. See who's available to us. Guaranteed low top 9s, really nothing special. Looking at our pins, the next to go is probably Osgood, guaranteed low top 4, but honestly, I'll probably just take Obergauer, guaranteed medium top 6. Make sure you don't miss on them. Only 56, but that's alright. Now, the next pick here at 160, I'm thinking Osgood, because he's about to go, and he's guaranteed low top 4. And he's a 55 overall, which isn't, amazing, but it's also not terrible. And we're actually down to our last pick here in the 7th. I didn't even realize that. We have one pick left, the gem, Koparainen, who we have no idea what he is. Let's see. 61 low elite, last pick of the draft. That's actually an insane last pick. I think we had a couple other like little last pick in the draft that were pretty good. So overall, happy with the draft. It does suck. You know, we could have had a better player at 4, but our scouts have been pretty good the last few years. I'm not going to complain too much. All right, guys, we're at the resign phase here with $21.5 million in cap space. As I mentioned, Perfetti needs a new deal, but honestly, we might be able to sign somebody to replace Rossi. We have more money than I expected. Stamkos here though first, have to keep the captain. And look at that, at 38, only asking for $2.7 million for 2 years. It's actually really fair. I thought he was going to ask for like $5 million again. We'll try 2.5 by 2. I think Liljegren's for sure gone. Yeah, $5 million for 83. Just way too much money. I think Evans here is down to 82. Still asking for $5 million. We could qualify because he wasn't making 850K. So if someone wants to pay him, we'll get some picks back. Perfetti here, obviously got to keep him, $12.5 million. 3 years doesn't really change it. So we can't lose players. Let's try 11 at 6 years. I feel like that's probably around 85%. He's asking for 12.5. Goaltending wise, Wallstedt Costa's still under contract. Backman's now 21, 77. Probably ready to be the AHL starter. Blomqvist is done growing. I'll honestly let him go. I'm gonna have the high elite guy who's already up to 72. Be the AHL backup. I think he's ready. Also, for sure, got to sign the high starter. And so now looking at our defense, guys, if we do lose Evans, we got to really hope somebody grows. We got Stock and Corso, Lambos. One of them should be an 80, maybe an O'Rourke, Schmidt there. Obergauer, we just drafted, 77 medium elite. Dryden here, we have to make sure we get a contract too. The other medium elite defenseman we signed, he's only a 73 right now, so still a little bit away from making the NHL. And then look at the rest of our forwards here, guys. Mitchell's down to 82, so he'll definitely be at least like a fourth line forward. We'll see what Svechkov wants, 2.5 to be a fourth liner. Bobby Brink, also 2.6. Jeff Skinner, 36, kind of old. Ratcliffe does have that physical ability, and 800K. Yeah, I'll definitely keep him. Worst case, he goes back to the AHL. And we got Beecher, Asmussen, Steele there, all 81s for making no money. I think it makes more sense to just keep them. Pelche, also 81, wants 800K. So yeah, I think Svechkov I'll qualify. He was making 1.1. Bobby Brink, we haven't really let play. I'll let him go somewhere. He'll get more ice time. Jeff Skinner, I'm really not worried about losing. Now, I'm really hoping one of Brisson or Johnston can grow. They've been stuck at 80 for so long. All right, guys, there we go. Isaac Ratcliffe's returning. Like I said, could be a fourth liner. Stamkos wants more money. And same goes for Perfetti. He wants to test free agency, but more money could change his mind. I assume like all the AHL guys are going to say yes. So I'm going to qualify Perfetti just to make sure we don't accidentally lose him. He said no to 11. I mean, I guess we'll just kind of go up 500K a time. We'll try 11.5. He'll definitely say yes to 12, so I think 11.5 there's a chance. Stammer, this is a really fair ask from him, so I'll just give him what he's asking for. So there we go. Stamkos did say yes, and same goes for Perfetti. So we got him for under 12 million, 11.5. We're left with 9.2 million to replace Rossi, as well as potentially add 2 bomb-pairing D-men. Like I said, it's really going to depend on how much these guys grow. I feel like Stock should be an 80 by next year, but I don't know if Corso or Lambos will be. So at least 1 D-man, 1 top 9 forward. That's definitely doable with 9.2 million. And one more thing I want to do here, guys, before we get to free agency is sign Obergauer. I feel like he'll for sure at least be an AHL D-man for us, 77 medium elite. He was playing for Rogel in Sweden, but we'll have him come over, try and, you know, keep up this AHL dynasty. So as you can see, of course, he said yes. Very curious to see who's available in free agency, as we actually have a bit of money for the first time in quite a while. So Adam Boquist, 91, 15 million. Byram, wow, just led the Rangers to the Stanley Cup final, $15 million as UFA, so they just lost a huge piece. Rowensky there, 91, wants 13.7. Zegras, Keller, these contracts are getting huge. Samoskevich, almost 11, up to medium elite as well. And now I just sorted by overall, I see Alex Newhook's available, 8.6 million, same overall as Rossi. He's a bit cheaper, has some X factors, good playmaking, pretty good shot, high offensive awareness, good skater. He's definitely an option for us. Tolvin in there wouldn't be too bad either. Obviously looking for UFAs. Gurianov, Dobson for a D-man, 6 million, but for a bottom pair, that's pretty pricey. I did see, once we get to the 84s, Crosby's still here, up to 40 years old, but he wants 9.5 million. Like, as much as I'd like Crosby, I mean, I might take that back. He had 94 points last year at 39. Still has great playmaking stats, 95 offensive awareness, 97 poise, a good shot, just really slow and bad physical, 96 D awareness still as well. Jeez, if he wasn't so expensive, I would definitely be, trying to sign him. And so just out of curiosity here, guys, looking at goalies, Spencer Knight is available, and Askarov. Wow, both UFAs. Askarov only wants $3 million as an 88. That's crazy. That's because he's been a backup. Do we sign him? He's 26, high elite, and then trade like Kosa? We could have like 2 80 overall goalies. 2 years wanted. That's kind of ridiculous. Levi there, 83, 800K is also great value. I feel like Askarov, the only thing is it might mess up like us trying to get a player we actually need, so I don't know. Also, Spencer Knight is up to franchise potential now from high elite. That's crazy too. And check this out, guys. Martindale here, 2266. Was actually a goalie we drafted 6th round. Is available in free agency. So I don't remember who we traded him to, but we're definitely, not going to let him go free there. If anyone else wants to make a competitive offer with us, they're welcome to. 2471 is pretty bad. McConnell Barker, 2478, is pretty good. He's got good hands and stuff. But I feel like he's definitely worth signing. So we'll give him like 950K, 3 years, see what he says. You can try the same for Landon McCollum, who's actually 1 overall higher. I'll just go and trade away some of our bad contracts. Next, you guys trying to trade some of our extra players here. Culp's not bad, 2162. Kalanis there, 70 overall at 22. Low top 4 is kind of meh. Mystick's basically done growing. Lyle's 2475 is pretty meh as well. And we can get a 2nd round pick here back from the Rangers, who, of course, just made this sound like a final, but losing Byram could see them doing worse. I'd be happy with this trade. And I said no to the 2nd. Let's try a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th. Trades accepted. Okay. So, I mean, I'll take, just all those picks there. We've been doing pretty well, so just 3 times the picks, not bad. I'm looking at Maki Samoskevich here, guys. Check this out. His puck skills are 99 everything, and his shot's actually really good. I don't know how his wrist shot's that good. Even his slap shot, like, they're pretty much perfect. Physical stats are also way higher than I'd expect. The lowest stats for him is really, like, the awareness stats, which you could argue don't really do that much. I'm going to throw him an offer. He's not going to say yes, I don't think, but if he takes $9 million, I think, it's worth it. He could be like a superstar for us. Now, more likely to say yes, Alex Newhook here wants 1 year. He already gets expensive at 2, so we'll try, I don't know, 1 year, 8.5. Right now, no one's interested. Now, I'm also going to make offers on a couple defensemen. I think one of them might end up being extra. We'll just kind of trade him, I think. One of our AHL guys does grow, but Matt Roy here, Mikey Anderson, 1 year, 950K. Mikey Anderson, 2 years, $1 million. I'm happy with that. I'm actually going to go 1 year just because I think by next year we'll have for sure some guys will be on that bottom pair. But super cheap. They actually play together on LA, which is pretty cool. And then another just kind of, we'll give it a try. I don't think he's going to say yes. Askarov here. I guess I'll offer him the $3 million he wants. So we don't really have the money for all this. I'm curious kind of how they're going to accept the offers. But I'm basically taking a bit of a risk here that maybe somehow we get Newhook and Askarov. That'd be kind of nuts. We'll see what happens. Pionk, Kachev in a 3rd for Kosa. I'm going to say no to that one. So very curious. Martindale accepted the offer. That was immediately goalie. 3rd and a 7th for a low top 6 and a 4th. I'm going to say no. Anderson says yes. So we get one of our 2 bottom pairing Ds. Roy said yes. Connell Barker. McCollum. Okay. We actually might not have the contract spots for the last 2. Alright guys, so I see Detroit has a ton of contract spots. They got 20. They like O'Rourke here, 2678 done growing. I don't think we'll need him for the HLD. This guy's being a top 9. Autry Ratu's also basically done growing. He's been like our bottom 6 the whole time. Try and get back. I feel like a 3rd they might say yes to. Trade rejected, okay. If we can get back, say, like a 4th and a 5th. They say yes. Okay, so there we go. Again, just a ton of picks to try and, find all those gems. Now, Maki Samoskevich said no. We didn't offer him enough money. I kind of figured that. He actually signed with Calgary. Alex Newhook also said no. He'd be competing for minutes with too many players, which honestly is fair. Askarov also, high quality of roster. I wouldn't get enough playing time. I mean, we have Kosa, we have Wallstedt. So, missed out on everybody. Brandstrom, $10 million for Kosa. I'm going to say no. We have our top 4 set. So, hopefully there's still like a good forward available. Oh my gosh, 86. I mean, we don't really need a top 6 guy. It's more of a 3rd liner. Troy, Terry, Gurianov. They're both decent. Is Crosby still available? Because Crosby would be really interesting at this point. Can't find him. So somebody did sign Crosby to that huge contract. Troy, Terry. Good 2-way forward. Fits in the bottom 6. Probably would use him on the 3rd line. Gurianov's a top 6. Maybe we go Troy Terry, 89D awareness, because he's won the PK, he's quick. Alright, let's try this. Gives us a few $1 million wiggle room. Let's try 3 years. That's how many more years we need him for. 6.5. Definitely not quite as good as Marco Rossi, but not terrible either. And check this out, guys. I'm looking at two-way skaters. Lutz here, 2480, medium top 6, has some time left to grow. We actually drafted him back in the 3rd round of 2022. I mean, powerful shot, 99 discipline there. I feel like could be a 4th liner, could help out the AHL team. 3 years, $1 million. I mean, that's really not terrible. I'll see if he takes, you know what, we'll just do 2 years, 950K. I feel like that might get it done more since that's the years he's asking for, but that's a really good kind of young player to sign. Hopefully Troy Terry joins us. Lutz did. Come on, Terry, please. Troy Terry's joined the team. Okay, so we have our replacement for Rossi. I feel like, especially when we get some of the younger players growing, the team's going to still be very good for next season. And so it's now the fall, guys, and Evan still isn't signed. No one's given him an offer sheet or anything like that. He wants 2.8 for 1. I mean, we could do 2.75, bring him back, just help out the bottom D pair. And there we go, Evans did say yes. And so after signing Evans, guys, I'm actually trying to trade both Anderson and Roy to the Avalanche for Visakis, as Anderson and Roy, neither of them actually fit on the bottom pair. So with Evans, doesn't matter who I use, I was getting a -3. And it kind of sucks as well, because we have that other guy on D who I was hoping to use, Stock, and he's got like a double X on the bottom pair. Like, absolutely doesn't fit there at all. So he'll just be an AHL stud for now. Somehow, Visakis has Thunderclap. He's got Send It off the rush. He's on the block for the Avs. Young, 21, 80 overall. 93 passing, good awareness, speed, powerful shot, of course. Physical's terrible, but I mean, it's kind of fine. So we can get him for these two. I'm very, very happy. Trades rejected. The value's pretty close, though. I am kind of helping out a divisional rival, give them 2 NHL-ready defensemen, but it is what it is. What about a 3rd-round pick as well? And there we go. Okay, so hopefully that's a good trade. Hopefully, you know, he fits on our team. And so even after bringing in that new defenseman, guys, we still have -3 on the bottom pair. So we're trying to get this Gunderson guy from the Capitals, who actually looks really good. 2484 medium top 4, 91 D awareness, really good puck skills, decent skater, really accurate shot but not powerful, which is interesting for defensemen. Offering up a 3rd and a 5th. Value's pretty equal. Trades accepted. Okay, I love that trade for us. We still have 3 4th-round picks there, a couple 5ths, our 1st, our 2nd. So gonna get him signed, then I'm gonna try and hopefully find a combo that works on our bottom D pair. We're not getting -3. 2.2 million to work with. He wants 2.6, so I think he'll say yes. Decide to reject, wants a bit more money. He's now asking for 2.9. Are you kidding me? But now I got lucky, guys. I didn't realize Jacob Pelche was actually in the NHL, so I drop him down. It gives us 3 million. I'll offer him like 2.75 or something. Should say yes. Definitely don't want to give him what he's asking, just because then he would have won. So we got the 3 million. We should be good. And again, just gonna try and find a combo that works on that bottom pair. And there we go. He did say yes. And next year, guys, trying to make one final trade. Schmidt to the Buffalo Sabres for a 6th-round pick. 2578 medium top 6. He's probably done growing. Don't need him on the AHL team. He'll be scratched. They say no to that. I thought that was a pretty fair ask. Like, he's not bad. He's probably better than what you'll get with a 6th. They do say yes, though, for a 7th. So you get a free pick there. I'll show you guys what the team's looking like now. I'm still, you know, very happy with how it turned out. So the first line's not changed. Rodin, Perfetti, Holtz. Get that +5. Second line's now Kamel, Johnson, and McTavish. Now, if I put Gensel there, it's a +5. But for some reason, this 3rd line, even with, you know, Stamkos, McTavish, X Factors, is not getting any chemistry boost. So I think +3, +2 makes more sense. Gensel, Stam, or Terry there on the 3rd line. 4th line's very solid. Mitchell, Svechkov, and Ratcliffe. Like, Ratcliffe there has all those physical stats. Svechkov's actually a solid 2-way player. Mitchell as well, 97 D awareness. In terms of the defense, we got Evanson, Fox on the top pair still. Svitov, Hughes still on the 2nd. And then we got this new Gunderson guy playing with Evans. -1 was like the best I could get. I'm not sure why we had such a hard time, you know, getting good chemistry on the bottom D pair. Goaltending, Wallstedt, Kosa, still 88-85, have not changed. In terms of the AHL team, Beecher, Johnston, and Brisson get a +3 on the 1st line. So just a nasty 1st line, that is. Pelche, Steele, Lutz even. Shields, Dunham, McCullum. Shields here, actually, you guys might remember, we drafted 12th overall. He's only a high top 9, so kind of a bad pick, but he's finally in the AHL. Maybe he'll do well. Rasmussen there, playing with McConnell, Barker, Cooley, so pretty solid 4th line, I'd say, with an 81 Rasmussen. Defensively here, Obergauer, 1877 medium elites, playing with Corso there, is a good defensive prospect. Stock, 6'6", 81. He's on the 2nd D pair here with Visakis, who's 80 overall as well. All those X factors, like, How good is that for a second deeper AHL? Lambo's Dryden's got medium elite. I do wonder if I put the 280s on the top pair. Yeah, I think it's a -3 for whatever reason. So just got to kind of leave it that way. In terms of the goalies, of course, Backman's now starting, 2178 medium elite. Tarnkvist backing him up, high elite potential. So I think the AHL team for sure is going to be competing again. NHL team, I think we lost a bit of star power, but we actually gained some depth. I really do like this team. So I'll see if we can repeat, defend our Stanley Cup. Show you guys the ratings here as well. We actually won our first game against the Coyotes, 1-0. So we'll see if we still have 100-100, and we don't. We have 99, 98, 88, so it's pretty close, but still, it's not 100-100. We'll see if the guys can get it done or not, though, next season. That's be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit some button down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.